Hello YouTube, welcome back to another Fallout 76 video on the channel. So today is September 2nd, it is a Tuesday, so it is time for the Atomic Shop update, but it is also the first day of season 22, so let's take a look at this. I am doing this again because for some reason my video program stopped recording in the middle of my thing, so let's do this. So we have the coal and steel bundle. It is 1500 atoms, and let's see what you get in here. So you get the hardened player title prefix, the railroad water tower, the RoboPaw Steel Dog, industrial floodlight, the coal wood floor and foundations, the coal wood kit, and the settler's backpack. So if you have the Collectron doggy, you can give them a friend. But the industrial floodlight, the water tower, I know those are all previous. I'm not exactly sure about this. I'm pretty sure that this is probably new because I don't remember seeing kits like the industrial stuff down by Nuka World on tour. That's pretty cool. The Vertigard Guardian bundle. You got the Brotherhood of Steel Guard Post, the Brotherhood of Steel Armory, the Vertigard Power Armor Paint, Vertigard Jetpack, and the Brotherhood of Steel Barricade. And of course the Vertigard stuff, that's been around for a while. Steel barricades, these have been in the game for a while. Of course the armory's been around for a while, and wherever, I think that's the guard post right there, that's been in game for a while. So this is just putting these items together for the very first time, which is why they say new. If you missed my rant from last week, I'll leave the link in the description, talking about this whole nonsense with them putting new on bundles that aren't actually new. So here's our highlights bundle. It includes the clean toilet, the track house, the cookie jar, the pots and pans rack, and the games cupboard. Of course, I will go ahead and say the games cupboard, this is a resource generator. It is great for people who don't have a lot of time to run around trying to find the various games for your collect 3 or collect 5 games or whatever. You just go to your cupboard and boom, you got them. So they actually do count, unlike your wood, which does not count towards your daily wood count. If you have collect 5 wood, you know, you go to your wood pile, collect duck 20, and it doesn't count. Anyway, moving on. So RoboPaw Steel Dog, that's cool. Moving on, cells. So this is shit that came out last week. Again, I ranted and raved about this one. I'll leave a link to that video in the description, about some of the deceptive techniques that they use. Bethesda uses for their Atomic Shop promotions and whatnot. Moving on to greatest hits, you have the Nuka-Cola delivery bundle, and that includes the Nuka-Cola trampoline, the Nuka-Cola delivery truck, the Nuka-Cola thermometer, the Nuka-Cola cast stool, Nuka-Cola quantum sweetie Pete vending machine, and the Nuka-Cola plant wagon. And you got the Wildwood Den, you got the Skull Lord Warsuit. You have the Sphinx cat, which I think is absolutely an adorable animal. Absolutely love the Sphinx cat in real life. Unfortunately, I can't actually afford one because they're super duper expensive. You got the backpack. The sap collector is a great resource collector for adhesive. You got the motorcycle, which is literally just a fancy seat. And then you got the vine set here. And then you have stuff to get you started on with the new season, with their updates on the camp building. Just in case you haven't heard, I believe you can float your builds now, and I believe they took a lot of the size restrictions off. So mole rat generator suite, love the mole rat generators. I just wish that they would have made it an area of effect instead of having to plug everything in. You got the spore bed here, the soda fountain workbench, fountain here, Giddy Up Buttercup Ride, and the Radiation Dummy, which the Radiation Dummies I think are fantastic, especially for builds in the northeast corner of the map where the ghouls are, since they have a lot of radiation in the area. Pretty fitting. Raider Boyle did not do a video on this one. I was still getting used to the new job. So no ranting on this other than the fact that be careful with some creators. They'll tell you about how awesome these things are, and then 4 or 5 hours later come back out on their channel telling you not to buy these because they do not work or they don't have the effects that they thought they would. So yeah, moving on. So this is the stuff for this week. The varsity jacket is going to be the weekly item. 250 caps was the item for the day. Hellcat icon, that's going to be the offer for today, and it's 70% off instead of the usual 50, so that's pretty cool. Then you have the train bridge set down here. I actually think that it would be cool if Bethesda were to bring out a train that would actually utilize these tracks. Because imagine this, if you will, having a train track around your camp with a train with your turrets on top, and the train just, does the roundabouts on your camp, sentries around the camp with those turrets going around. And yeah, I just think that would be, I think it's a pretty cool idea. Be fun, I think. But anyway, that's that. The Light 'em Up Weapon Bundle, Fallout First, 50% off. That's going to be available for the week. Really don't, personally, I don't like these. I know there are a couple of people out there that still run around with these skins. So here's your chance of getting them for a little cheaper if you're Fallout First. We've already talked about that. Moving back up to the front. I went into the rant last week. I won't really repeat myself other than the fact that not everything in this bundle is new. We've already talked about the floodlight. That's already been on offer. The railroad water tower is not new. Not sure about the backpack here or the floor or the kits. Honestly, I don't remember them ever having a kit that looked like the buildings down by the Nuke World on tour. But I'm not 100% on that. But as far as the dog, I like the idea of the dog. I really would love to see Bethesda get rid of the restriction where we can only have the one animal. Why do I have to be forced to either be a cat person or a dog person? Why can't I have one of each? Because I think it would be awesome to run around with my tabby and then have a German Shepherd to go along with it, because I know a lot of homes in the real world that are both cats and dogs. But Bethesda's slow in their thinking process. I mean, they're just now, after 6 years, 7 years, however long Fallout's been around, getting rid of some of the restrictions that they have that they had in place that they should have removed ages ago for quality of life adjustments. More things I think they should get rid of. I think they should get rid of the weight limit for your camp. I think they should get rid of the cap limit for your player. I think $40,000 is absolutely ridiculous. 40,000 cap, sorry, is absolutely ridiculous as a restriction for your the players, especially players have been playing ages. Oh look, I'm level 1,200 and whatever, and all I have is 40,000 caps, because that's all I'm allowed to have. But anyway, I like the bundle. Yeah, I think it'd be cool having the RoboPaw running around with the Collectron dog. You know, have two pets there. Eh, I guess I do have the dog and the cat right now because I do have the Collectron dog plus my cat. But anyway, so I'm going to just take this moment and take a look at the seasons here because I really haven't had an opportunity to look at it. So just go through this real quick. If you stuck with me this far, thumbs up in the comments section. That would be greatly appreciated. If you have made it to this section, I'd love it if you were to leave a like for this. See if I can even get to 10 likes. Typically don't get to that, but let's see if we can make it happen. So here's the first page. Bowling ball. Weren't these brought out like 4 seasons ago with the bowling alley? I mean, they're a little late with this. I guess they just ran out of ideas. Do like the jukebox though. Moving on. Flashy blah 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 blah. Okay, ooh, foosball table. Now, how much you bet that Bethesda, because this is a game, you're gonna interact with it more than likely. Bethesda didn't think about when you interact with the foosball table, having your camp ally join you on the foos table. It is just going to be single character. Because what's the point of having a foosball table in your camp if you're the only one messing around with it? I mean, it'd be funnier if your dog or your cat were to jump up there as well. A little bit more interaction with the foosball table, because since it's not a one-player game. Moving on, more bowling balls, new colors for the stash box, ammo stash box. That's more bowling balls, cosmic knife. Let's see. Superheated mod craftable. Something tells me that this is gonna do shit for the melee weapon. Depending on what they added that to. Such a shame. Okay, so the Mothman bowling ball, that's pretty nice. Nothing really on this one. Ragdoll cat. Are these just gonna be houses for the animals? That's a completely different animal. Completely different cat. How about with the doggy? Are those new pets? Because that would be nice if they added new animals. Again, it'd be better if I can have 2, 1 dog, 1 cat at my camp. But I'm just a tiny channel. Bethesda will never hear my suggestions. So, Dr. Back, what the hell is this? So this is just an additional stash box we can throw down in the camp for 8 items. Alright. Does that mean when we lay that down it's going to actually move all the items to the bag itself, or are we going to have to go through the gazillion freaking bobbleheads we have in our camp to sit there and move them over. Let's see, what is the Soul Soup server? Let's see, who generates herbivore-based meals? That's a complete waste for me, unfortunately, since I'm a carnivore. Mutation. Got a new game. Kind of a new game, so it's cars and stuff, horses. Another bowling ball. New workbench. That's pretty cool. Just a reskin of the other one from the, what was it, the Goblin Tinkerer. Let's see. Nothing really happening on that page. Another bowling ball. Nothing happening on that page. Alright, new skin for the extractor. New skin for the extractor paint. Another bowling ball. If you're a fan of Pepto-Bismol, you know, now get your house all decorated inside with the Pepto look. So why do you have the set, but you have to get the stove separate? Or is the stove included? Interesting. So you probably have to do the stove separately. Let's see here. Jetpack's pretty nice looking. Have no use for it. Ooh, new vending machine skin. New Collectron skin. Ooh, Spice Rack. What are you? Alright. Generates different seasonings. Oh, finally. Get something where I can grab salt instead of having to go into a private server to grab salt because all the salt's gone. TV glasses. Ooh, destroyed house of tomorrow kit, so you can really get that sanctuary look. Alright. Not too bad. Another bowling ball. Bobber. Scratching post for the kitties. What are you? Headwear. Oh wow. Okay. Run around black and white. Huh. Can't wait to get to that and actually check that out. And then last page, of course, is all the fun stuff. Once you get to 150, you have to get 81 season items to be unlocked to unlock this page. I am going to be hard pressed to do that. I'm gonna end up having to get a lot of junk that I don't want, don't need, in order to fulfill that. Because this is ridiculous how bad and all over the map this is. We've got bowling ball stuff. We got Nuka-Cola stuff. Whatever Circle G is. Maybe a new weapon, don't know. Who the hell uses the knives anyway? Or whatever the hell that mod is for. New outfit for Mothman. Cat and a dog, pretty freaking sweet. Another firework launcher. A bag that really, I don't know what the purpose of that is. The Soul Soup server, which is going to be great for people that want the herbivore route, but complete waste for carnivore players. More bowling balls. Let's see. Then you got this Cherry Bomb Tinkerer's Workbench, which looks nice, but again, just a reskin. the Chrysler Motors Derby game, which is just a horse game with cars. More bowling balls. Then you got the Garahan stuff in here. Then you got Pepto-Bismol. More Nuka-Cola stuff. Then you have Sunset Sarsaparilla, which is making its debut in the Fallout 76. Yeah, they are all over the damn place with this season. And, you know, for a season built around the rehash of the camp, you would think that they would have a little better consistency with their stuff. I mean, yeah, there's camp items in here, but what the hell? I mean, it's nice after 6 or 7 years, however long Fallout 76 has been going, that they finally decided to do the quality of life adjustment for the camp builds, which honestly should not have taken them this long. They still need to go through and get rid of the weight restrictions if they haven't done that. As far as your camp's concerned, you shouldn't really have a limit on the amount of weight you have at your camp and storage. Maybe that's what that doctor bag is for, is so that takes away some of the weight and distribute it to a different area, unless for some reason that's still combined with the overall weight. Also don't think they should have a restriction on caps, because after playing this game for so long, to sit there and say, oh, you know, I'm at 40,000 caps, and they're just like, that's it, and it's like, that's the limitation for the game. You know, it's kind of lame. So yeah, anyway, that's going to do it for me. Hope that you guys are having a fantastic day. Hope that you're doing well. Good luck in season 22. May your building go well, and may your killing go even better. And just stay safe out in the wasteland.